There I was, kitchen table, 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, bills spread out like a crime scene, and in my hand a stack of receipts from the past 12 months. I added them up 3 times because I couldn't believe it. $10,000, $10,000, gone. Not on rent, not on groceries, not on the transmission that died on my truck. No, on stuff I couldn't even remember buying. A streaming service I signed up for during a free trial and forgot to cancel. $180 a year, 3 years running. That's $540. Fast food lunches because I was too busy to pack something. $12 a day, 5 days a week. That's $60 a week. That's $320 a year. A new phone every year because the old one was slow. That's $800 I didn't need to spend. Add the coffee shop runs, the apps I bought and never opened, the gym membership I used twice, the extended warranties on things that never broke. It all added up to $10,000 of my life I'll never get back. You don't know me, and that's fine. You can call me. Well, it doesn't matter what you call me. What matters is this. I've worked 2 jobs most of my adult life just to keep the lights on and food on the table. I've learned something on Main Street that Wall Street will never teach you. Every single dollar you waste is an hour of your life you had to work for nothing. An hour away from your kids. An hour of sleep you didn't get. An hour you can't buy back. And right now, this country needs to remember that lesson before it's too late. You work hard, I know you do, I see it every day. But working hard and being smart with your money are 2 completely different things. And here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You can't buy back time, but you can stop selling it cheap. Now, I want you to do something. Right now. Go to the comments and write down the last thing you bought that you've already forgotten about. No shame, no judgment, just honesty. Because the first step to fixing a problem is admitting you have one. I'll wait. You think that's it? You think $10,000 is where this story ends? That was just what I could see, the obvious stuff, the receipts I actually kept. But here's what I didn't count that night at the kitchen table. The interest on the credit card I used to buy half that junk. The 24% APR that turned $5,000 in purchases into $6,200 if I only paid the minimum. The late fees because I was juggling too many bills. The overdraft charges because I lost track of what I spent. You see, the problem wasn't that I didn't make enough money. The problem was that I treated my paycheck like it was infinite, like there would always be more, like I deserved that little treat after a long day. And maybe I did deserve it. Maybe you do too. But you know what I deserved more? Peace of mind. The kind of peace that comes from looking at your bank account and not feeling your stomach drop. The kind that lets you sleep through the night without wondering if the check you wrote is going to bounce. That $10,000 moment changed everything for me. Not because I suddenly became rich, but because I finally understood what I was really buying with all those small purchases. I was buying stress. I was buying sleepless nights. I was buying the privilege of working myself into the ground just to stay broke. And in the next parts, I'm not going to teach you how to get rich. I'm going to teach you how to stop being poor. And I'm warning you now, the first step is going to hurt more than you think, because you're about to see exactly where your money is really going. And trust me, you won't like it. Let me tell you about the leaks. The ones you don't see until you actually look. The ones draining your bank account right now while you're listening to this. There's a guy I know who owns a diner 2 blocks from where I live. Been there 30 years. Same people every morning. Same order. $15 for eggs, bacon, toast, and coffee every single day, 5 days a week. I asked him once, how many could make that same breakfast at home for 3? He shook his head. All of them. But they won't. Let me do the math. $15 a day, 5 days a week. That's $75 a week. That's $300 a month. That's $3,900 a year. On breakfast. $3,900 is 3 months of rent for some people. It's a used car that runs. It's the emergency fund you don't have when the water heater breaks at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. But it's not just breakfast. You've got subscriptions. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, that meditation app you used once, the cloud storage you forgot about. Add them up. $10 here, $15 there, $20 somewhere else. That's easily $80 a month for things you barely use. That's $960 a year. Gone. Then there's the car payment. You didn't need a new car. The old one ran fine. But the commercial said you deserved it. The dealer said the payment was only $450 a month. That word should be illegal. $450 a month is $5,400 a year. But you're not just paying $5,400. You're paying insurance increases, higher registration, full coverage you didn't need before. Add it up and you're looking at $7,000 a year. To look good at a red light? I learned this the hard way. I used to think the problem was my paycheck. If I could just make more, everything would be fine. But then I tracked every dollar for 1 month, every coffee, every impulse buy at checkout, it's only $5 that added up to $300 by month's end. And I realized something. I wasn't broke because I didn't make enough. I was broke because I spent everything on things that didn't matter. So I created a system, nothing fancy, a notebook and a pen. Every dollar that left my pocket, I wrote it down, where it went, what it bought, whether I needed it. End of each week, I looked at that list and circled everything I could have lived without. The money you don't spend today is the bill you don't panic about tomorrow. That became my rule. First week, I circled $120 of waste. Coffee shops, convenience store snacks, a phone case I didn't need. Second week, $95. By week 4, down to $40. Not because I became perfect, but because I finally saw where my money went. Seeing it made it real, made it hurt, made it stop. Now you're thinking, that's being cheap. Wrong. Being cheap is buying junk that breaks in a month. Being smart is keeping your money so you can spend it on things that actually matter. There's a difference between broke and being in control. Broke is hoping your card doesn't decline at the grocery store. Control is knowing exactly what you have and where every dollar goes. The biggest lie you've been told? That you need to spend money to be happy. You don't. You need to spend on rent, on food, on keeping the lights on. Everything else is a choice. Every time you choose to spend on junk, you're choosing to stay stressed. You're choosing to work more hours. You're choosing to stay up at night wondering how you'll make it to payday. I'm not asking you to live like a monk. I'm asking you to look at last month's bank statement and add up everything you bought that you can't even remember now. Do that, right now, because the number is going to make you sick. That sick feeling is the wake-up call. That's when everything changes. Or it's when you close this and go back to pretending everything is fine while your account says otherwise. In part 3, I'm going to show you what happens when you stop the bleeding, when you take control, when you say no to junk and yes to peace of mind. The numbers are going to make you mad at yourself, mad at how much time you've wasted. But that anger, that's fuel. That's what gets you to finally change. All right, you've seen where the money goes. Now let me show you what happens when you stop it from going there. Let's take that breakfast. $15 a day, 5 days a week. What if you just stopped? Made eggs and toast at home for $3. You save $12 a day. That's $60 a week. That's $3,120 a year. In 1 year, you've got 3 months of emergency fund, 3 months of not panicking when the car breaks. Those subscriptions, cut half. Keep Netflix if you watch it. Cancel the rest. That's $40 a month back. That's $480 a year. That's the insurance deductible you couldn't afford. That's the dentist appointment you've been putting off. That's your kids' school supplies without the credit card. That car payment. Drive the old car until the wheels fall off. I know it's not shiny, no backup camera, no heated seats. But you know what it has? No payment. $5,400 a year stays in your account. Over 5 years, that's $27,000. That's a down payment on a house. That's your kids' first 2 years of community college. That's freedom. Add it up. Breakfast, subscriptions, car payment. That's $9,000 a year you just got back. Not by making more, by saying no to things that don't matter. Every yes to junk is a no to freedom. Let me tell you about Jessica, single mum from Florida, nurse, 2 kids, drowning, credit cards maxed, paycheck to paycheck. She added up her small expenses, $650 a month, coffee before shifts, hospital cafeteria lunch, DoorDash 3 times a week, Target impulse buys. She cut it to $50 a month, made coffee at home, packed lunch, cooked Sunday meals for the week, no Target without a list. 8 months later, $4,800 saved. First time in her life, she had money that wasn't already spent. She cried when she hit $5,000. Not because it's rich, because she wasn't scared of the next emergency anymore. Here's what nobody tells you. When you start this, people notice. Friends wonder why you don't go out to eat. Family thinks you're cheap when you say no to buying something you don't need. They'll say you've changed. And they're right. You have. You stopped being stupid with your money. This is the hard part, standing your ground. When your buddy wants drinks and you say, let's hang at my place instead. When your sister wants to split a bill at a restaurant you didn't want to go to. When your mom asks why you still drive that old car, you have to be okay with them not understanding. They're not paying your bills. They're not awake at 3 a.m. wondering how to make rent. Here's what I do. Groceries? Store brand for everything except two things I care about. Saved 30%. That's $150 a month. That's $1,800 a year. Gas. I combine trips. Phone. I keep it until it dies. Not until a new model drops. Until it stops working. Last phone lasted 4 years. Saved $2,400 compared to yearly upgrades. But here's the real secret. I ask myself one question before every purchase. Is this worth the hours I work to pay for it? That $60 shirt, 3 hours of work after taxes, 3 hours away from home, 3 hours of my life. Is that shirt worth 3 hours of my life? Usually no. You want to know what peace of mind feels like? Looking at your account and seeing a number that doesn't make your stomach hurt. Getting a bill and not wondering which other bill you'll skip to pay it. Sleeping through the night. Not checking your balance before buying groceries. That's what this is about, not the money, the peace. Best part? Once you start, it gets easier. First month is brutal. You feel deprived. By month 3, you don't miss what you cut. You forget what you spent on. And you watch that number grow, and that feeling beats any purchase you ever made. In part 4, I'm giving you the exact plan, the 90-day system from stressed to stable. But understand this, it only works if you do it. Not think about it, not plan for next month. Do it starting today, right now. Because tomorrow never comes for people who keep putting it off. We're at the end. If you've made it here, you know what I'm about to say. This isn't about numbers. It never was. It's about your time, your life. Hours spent away from family, working jobs you hate, paying for things you don't need. That $10,000 I wasted? At $20 an hour after taxes, that's 500 hours of my life. 500 hours I could have spent with my kids. 500 hours of sleep I gave up working overtime. 500 hours I'll never get back, for things I can't even remember buying. That's the real cost, not the money, the life. 2 roads in front of you, 2 futures. Road 1, keep doing what you're doing. Keep buying breakfast, keeping subscriptions, making car payments. 5 years from now, you've spent $45,000 on junk. Still stressed, still paycheck to paycheck, still one emergency from disaster. Still wondering why nothing changes. Road 2, stop. Today, take control. 5 years from now, you've saved $45,000. You have an emergency fund. You sleep at night. You don't check your balance before buying groceries. You're not rich, but you're not scared. That's the difference, fear or peace, you choose. Here's your 90-day plan, simple, don't overthink it. Month 1, track everything. Every dollar, coffee, gas, groceries, bills, everything. Write it down. End of month, add it up. Look at it. See where your life is going. No changes yet, just awareness. You can't fix what you can't see. Month 2, cut the obvious waste. Cancel unused subscriptions, stop eating out for lunch. Make coffee at home. No new purchases unless absolutely necessary. Lights stay on without it. You don't need it. Take everything you save and put it in a separate account. Watch it grow. Month 3, build the habit. By now, you've saved maybe $1,500 to $2,000. That number is real. That's yours. That's security. Keep going. Every dollar you don't spend goes into that account. By end of month 3, you should have $3,000 to $4,000 saved. For the first time in years, you've got a cushion. You've got options. You've got peace. After 90 days, this becomes normal. You don't think about it. You just do it. That number keeps growing. Month 6, you've got $6,000. Month 12, $12,000. That's a year of rent if you lose your job. That's a used car in cash. That's power. Real power. Power to say no to jobs that treat you like garbage. Power to handle emergencies without panic. Power to sleep. But here's the thing. You're the only one who can do this. I can't do it for you. Nobody is coming to save you. This is on you. Right now. Today. Not Monday, not next month, not after holidays. Today. The banks want you in debt. Stores want you buying. Commercials want you feeling like you're missing out. They profit when you're broke and desperate. But you know what they can't handle? Someone who says no, someone who walks away, someone who controls their own money. That person is dangerous to them. That person is free. You want to be the boss of something? Be the boss of your own money. Stop letting it control you. Stop working for things that don't matter. Start working for peace, for security, for the life you actually want, instead of the life you can barely afford. I'm done talking. Now it's your turn. If you made it this far, you didn't waste your time. You know what you need to do. Comment, I will not waste right now. Not for me. For you. That's your contract, your commitment, your line in the sand. Do it now. One last thing. See that light? The one that's been on in the empty room this whole time? Go turn it off right now. Walk over and flip that switch. That's where it starts. With the pennies you control right now. Small choices that add up to big changes. That light costs maybe 10 cents an hour. Over a year with it on 10 hours daily, that's 365s. Real money. Your money. Stop giving it away. Now go. Turn off that light. Check your account. Write down what you spent this week. And start taking your life back. $1 at a time.